Welcome to the Manchester Blue Breakfast Show with me, Laney. Hope everyone's okay. You're in for it today. I am well and truly wired on caffeine. First night shift back after 2 weeks annual leave, so I've had plenty of energy drinks. I feel queasy from the sugar, but we're buzzing and we're going to press on. What a difference a week makes, hey? This time last week, it was all... we were buzzing, weren't we? Over the blue moon last week. The rumour mill was going. We'd beaten UEFA. And it's kind of all gone downhill since then. Oh, thanks, Dad. Yes. Balotelli hair. The long hair was getting to me. It was so hot. I can't be doing. I'm too fat for long hair now. So we've gone for short hair, short back and sides, but it has to be blue. Why be the same when you can be different, eh? But yeah, what a difference the week has been. So, Arsenal, well, that semi-final, it was like ordering a chow mein and getting a pot noodle, wasn't it? I mean, the promise was there. We knew exactly what we wanted. We knew what it was supposed to be. And in the end, it just ended up tasteless, disappointing and hard to digest. Really, it's like watching City in the 90s, you know. But hey ho, we press on. We're still in the. We've got the Champions League to focus on now, and our last two games in the Premier League. Which I was listening to the radio last night, and they was kind of saying, "What's the point in the Watford match?" And so, you know, because we can't really move from second spot. But I think there's point. You know, there's a reason for every match. I think we should actually give some of the young lads a run out. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, we should give the young ones a run out. Watford. I mean, I'll discuss Watford later. I mean, I hope people watched the show last night, the live show with Tom, Dan, Dave and Liv. They discussed Arsenal and then they looked to the Watford game. Vive Mahrez. Oh my word. I'll tell you what, Hassan, I can't stand Mahrez normally, right? I can't stand him. I'm not his biggest fan, but I think it says a lot, doesn't it, that he was the only player to have a shot on target against Arsenal. So, what does that prove? Totally, I think we need to use these two matches to prepare for the Madrid game. I do, yes. They were discussing this last night on the radio, and they were like, what sort of team do you put out? Because obviously, you don't want to risk injuries, you know. That's the last thing we need. Someone like De Bruyne or Laporte getting a knock. And I don't know if any of you listened or watched the Burnley-Norwich game, but Norwich, for a team that have been relegated, my God, there's some dirty bastards in that team. Some of the challenges they were throwing, you know, 2 red cards, both needless, both a bit what you're playing at kind of thing. Watford, I don't think I like that. Watford will try and... I think tonight we're gonna really turn Watford over. I feel so sorry for Watford fans. I totally echo what Mr. Fielden was saying last night and some of the other admins. I hope Watford get relegated just for their owners. I mean, what on earth they've done sacking Pearson. He's done the best job he can with the team he had. So they're going to come out tonight with a point to prove, try and score. And that plays to us, doesn't it? That plays right into our hands. I think we're going to annihilate them. I'm going for a 5-0. And then when we play Norwich, I would like us to rest some of our main players, some of our key players. I'll let some of the younger ones, you know, make their mark. The likes of Wood Bellis, Tommy Doyle. Even get Jaden Braff in there. I mean, the lad was called up, wasn't he? He was dragged in from Holland. You know, give the lad a chance. Let's see what he can do. So, but anyway, a couple of points this morning, a couple of topics. I said we're going to look at Jesus, justice, and the just knows. Not in that order. I just thought it sounded good. On the justice side, well, it's been reported numerous places I've seen, Manchester Evening News, The Guardian, a couple of other sources online, that the board at City, led by Caldoun, are looking to sue anyone who continues to effectively slander Manchester City following the CAS ruling last week. This comes after Tosspot Tebas, the La Liga president, has been slating City and the CAS decision, saying it was wrong, and basically saying we're still a bunch of cheats. I mean, it's no mistake, you know, it's no secret that that Tebas guy, he has been a first class arsehole for a while now. He has been slating City and Paris Saint-Germain, you know, saying that we're spending, you know, it's all financial fair play related. Not happy that we're spending money. And yet, as the La Liga president, he was quite happy to sanction the sale of Neymar Jr. to Paris Saint-Germain for all that money. So, guy's a bit of a tool. But yeah, effectively, you know, it is slander, it is defamation of character, and good on the City board if that's the case. It's been everywhere. You know, City have been slated, even after the CAS ruling. Numerous people throughout the football world, managers, ex-players, all saying it was wrong. You can't do that. It's gone through court. We've been found innocent. That's the ruling. Live with it. If you're not happy, tough. So yeah, that's good news. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I hope anyone who does carry on, I hope they do get sued. Now then, I'm going to talk a little bit about Jesus. Again, it was mentioned last night on the podcast, on the live show, and it was again mentioned on the radio. Gabriel Jesus seems to be one of those players at the minute that is just... Some love him, some can't stand him, some think he's right but in the wrong position. I want to know what you guys think of Gabby. Personally, he isn't an out-and-out striker. He isn't going to replace Aguero. That's very much it's unfair to even compare the two, because they're two different types of players. Obviously, Aguero is one of a kind anyway. But, I mean, Dan Fielden mentioned it last night. Give Jesus that left wing position. He is an inside forward. When he joined City, he was a wide forward. That's where he plays best. You know, he isn't your target man. You know, he's not big enough, or let's say, you know, he isn't your Dzeko-esque player. The adjective that we like using at the minute. He's not that kind of player, but he's also not the player that will chase it. He's not that tenacious Aguero, Tevez, Dickoff kind of player either. You've got to have him wide. Playing wide, he drifts in, he finds space, he arrives late and gets goals. And he's played well every time he plays out there. I'm seeing some of the, you know, Toby, he's not a traditional striker. No, he's not. Dan Halifax, only mate, he's one of those players that he leaves and then we'll say we really miss him. To me, he is one of those players. He's just got to be played in the right position, otherwise you're not going to get the best out of him. And when Aguero is injured and we have to play him up front, again the Arsenal match, it shows how many was it, 16 shots or something and one on target from Mahrez. It just goes to show he is not a striker. He is not going to be the one we can stick up front and get 20-30 goals in the Premier League from. He's a wide player. I certainly think he is good enough for the squad. I've heard some people saying he's not good enough. The guy's scored hat-tricks in every competition apart from the Premier League. You know, so yes, he is good enough. He just needs to be played correctly. And for me, that just shows that we need to buy our striker. We can't just have Aguero. To me, you need at least 2 players in every position. I think the fact that Sane has gone, to me, should be, there you go, Gabby, that's your spot now, left wing. Work with it. So, we've got Aguero for at least another season, providing he's injury free. Again, my feelings are we should go straight for Haaland. The rumour is that there is a £63 million release clause. Obviously, without seeing contracts particularly, we can't say whether that's true or not. But, you know, if it is there, match the release clause. I think if that was the case, I think he'd sign. I think he'd jump at the opportunity to come to City. I'll get onto some of the other suggestions that were on the radio yesterday. Some of them are shocking. Some of them are really bad. But yeah, we need different option up front. Is it Joe Brown? He's like Jesus. He works his ass off. Goal the other night was fantastic. He just needs to play on the left wing. Exactly. Yeah. He has good games and he has his bad games, but they all do. Caroline, yeah. Every player has an off day. Chris Kinnear, morning mate. Potential to be a key player, but his form is inconsistent for the position he is playing. Playing from the left side and he will improve. Ray Stanley and not Ronaldo. I take it you mean Cristiano Ronaldo rather than... would you call him classic Ronaldo or toothy Ronaldo? The one with that daft haircut. That's me calling people with daft haircuts. Yeah, we need a striker. City need a forward similar to Edin Dzeko, can hold the ball up and win aerial battles. Correct. I've been trying to figure out how we can, because I don't want to keep saying the Dzeko-esque striker. And I can't really call it the Plan B striker neither. But it's that kind of player. PJ in Dubai. Paul, what are you doing in Dubai? Oh, must be so hot. Since we got rid of Dzeko with no height or option, no. If you look at Dzeko, if we needed a goal, whether we were drawing or losing or whatever, we'd bring him on, throw balls up, and he'd get a goal. Because for so long he was known as a super sub. And then you looked at him against Tottenham when he tore them a new one. He was that clinical, technical, you could aim for him and he knew where the goal was. He was a hungry, clinical target man, a poacher. He was everything you needed, or a deep line for. He could come quite deep and bring other players in. Obviously, the QPR game. How many goals do we score from corners? And yet, there we go. We got one when we needed it, and we don't have that option now. And to me, that is where Haaland would step up and step in. He's a hungry young lad. He's tall. He's powerful. Someone like that, that's what we need. We really do need that Plan B striker, and I hope Pep recognises this now. Because that Arsenal game, once again, it was just the same routine, and we've been found wanting. We've been sussed out. All you need to do to beat us now is stick 11 men behind the ball and hit us on the break. It's as simple as that. Counter-attacking football, and you will beat us. Liverpool did it. Wolves did it. Wigan did it 2 seasons ago. Palace have done it. It's just not on anymore. You need a Plan B. When Plan A does it, Plan A is great, Pep. We love the football. We love how it works. When it doesn't work, you need something else. Oliver, I'm going to get onto him, mate, in a minute. I'm going to get onto him in a minute. I'm thinking out of the box. Callum Wilson, is he the guy from Bournemouth? You'll have to remind me, Adam. I'm sure he's the one at Bournemouth, but I'll get onto them in a minute. Torres, what's he like? Yeah, With regards to all this transfer stuff at the minute, it's oh yeah, thanks Adam. The transfer stuff at the minute, it's since that Cass overturning, we have been linked with everyone. Literally every man and his dog has been linked with City. You know, everyone knows we need a centre back, so it's right. Well, Koulibaly, Nathan Ake, that Skriniar, Upamecano, every centre back who's potentially any good or might be looking for a move, we're being linked with. And it's the same with strikers. You know, it's just the same with every position at the minute. We're being linked with all sorts of players. I'm being asked about thoughts on Ake. There seems to be an awful lot of momentum with this Nathan Ake transfer for 35 billion. All over the media, all similar type. You know, it does seem to be quite serious news. If he signs and he is good, I will hold my hands up and admit it and apologise. But as far as I'm concerned, sat here now, what a waste of £35 million. What an utter waste. Why would you want to buy a central defender from a team that, you know, on the verge of relegation? You know, and if you look at Norwich, they've got that Max Aarons and is it Jamal something? You know, the wing backs. Wing backs are different because they go forward. You know, they have a different role. As a centre back, you have one primary job, and it's to defend. You know, I know Pep likes players who are good on the ball and can pass, etc., etc. But your main job, you know, you need to be a defender. Nathan, to me, he's just going to be the next John Stones. And I mean, yes, I know John Stones, his mind has gone, poor lad. But Nathan, I mean, Chelsea didn't keep him. And it's like, why do we need him? Why would you want to spend 35 million? I've got a couple of people say, you know, he was injured most of the season. Well, if that's the case, then why would we want an injured player, you know? And I know he's a left-sided player. We've got Laporte for that. And if you want backups for Laporte, well, Otamendi. You've got Taylor Harwood-Bellis. You know, these players... As a backup, you know, you're not going to pay... I don't want to be paying £35 million for a backup player. No way. So, no, I hope he doesn't come. Same with Koulibaly. A load of money on a... If he was so good, he would not be still playing for Napoli. Simple as that. If he is that good, he would not still be at Napoli after all this time. So, he can do one as well. I tell you what, if you want to look for a centre, because I like the partnership at the minute of Laporte and Garcia. I think they could really do well. A player from the Bundesliga is Nicholas Stark, and I always forget who he's playing for. I can't remember. I can't remember whether it's Hertha Berlin or Schalke. It's a team that play in blue, and he's good, right? He's a young lad. He's about 24, 25. And he's just a solid defender. And I think he'd be good. Someone like Ruben Dias would be good. I have just seen mentioned, is it Romagnoli from AC Milan. And, you know, he's 23, 24. He's a good player. So, yeah, I'd be happy with someone like him. Okay, Ali, you've just brought up about Virgil van Dijk played for Saints for so. Virgil van Dijk was playing for Saints when Saints were kind of good, and Virgil van Dijk was young in comparison to Koulibaly. Koulibaly is not as class as everyone makes out. I'm sorry, he really isn't. You know, he's just not. David Spencer's mentioned Varane from Real. Varane would be good, Raphael Varane, but I can't see him leaving. I can't see him leaving Real for City. Upamecano might leave Leipzig for City, possibly, but I think he'd cost quite a bit. But I do like the idea of a Frenchman, maybe at centre-back partnering Laporte. Don't know. Yeah, it's one of them. I'd rather have Tosin over Ake. No need to spend 35. Exactly. Tosin, he's been doing really well for Blackburn. I know they've just missed out on the playoffs, but he's been doing all right. And I think, yeah, there you go. Ashy B. Brian, spot on. Pep will sort it regardless what happens. Let's stay positive and let's just think, yes, we hope so. I think we can all agree there will probably be a riot at the Etihad if this transfer window closes before next season and we haven't bought a centre-back. Fingers crossed we get someone decent. I don't want someone who's going to be there, going to take 12 months to settle in and still not be up to speed with the Premier League. At 24, somebody the same age as Laporte would be perfect. You know, a couple of years and they're going to be hitting the prime. Already proven to some extent. Stephen, Koulibaly would be another Mangala. Spot on. I can just see it now. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, that's the centre back, and I'll move on now to the Just Knows. I was listening on the radio yesterday, and there was a City fan. I don't like slating City fans most of the time, but this guy came on, and he was saying, like, we need a striker, and he mentioned the following. There was Oliver Giroud from Chelsea, Raúl Jiménez from Wolves, there was Chris Woods from Burnley, and Danny Ings from Southampton. Now, I'm not being funny, guys, but seriously, you know, when you've got a short list of strikers and Oliver Giroud is the best of the bunch, I think we've got problems. Danny Ings, yes, he scored 20 goals for Southampton, but name another player who can score a goal for Southampton. Seriously. Toby Lee has just hit the nail on the head with Chris Wood with just a load of laughing faces. David Spencer, none of them mentioned getting my Sunday side. No, of course they wouldn't. You know, we're Man City, for God's sakes. You know, people are suggesting like Chris Woods from Burnley. It's like, what are we going to do? Get Sam Vokes in next? Jog on, honestly, jog on. We're Man City. We can do much better than that. Much better. Much better. Ali Farouki. Is it Farouki? We need a third striker, young or someone 31, 32. Wish we still had Nemetcha. Well, I've been saying this for weeks now. Get Fabio Silva from Porto. He'd be perfect to take over from. He would be perfect to take over from Aguero, as far as I'm concerned, when he's gone. That's my opinion. He's the youngest player at Porto. He's the youngest goal scorer for Porto. He's represented Portugal up to the under-21s, and I think he's only just turned 17. You know, get him in, honestly. Son Heung-min would be a good fit for us. What do you reckon? 50. Is that Tottenham's son? I do struggle with those players, Louis. Because like they all keep putting the names one way or another. So yeah, he'd be my. He's a good player. I like how he plays at Tottenham. But if I was picking a Tottenham player, I'd rather have Lucas Moura. Because one, he always seems to score against City, and that would stop us. You know, that'd help us a bit. But yeah, I mean, out of the three attacking players that score goals for Tottenham, you've got Kane, Son, and Moura. I'd have either Son or Moura, certainly over Harry Kane. I know there's a few City fans. I know we were linked with Kane at one point, and thank God it seems to be a load of rubbish. So loads of more coming through. Skriniar was struggling in this season. That's why Inter are willing to sell. Well, exactly. You know, if you look at how City do business, this has been mentioned on the City podcast before. The only world class player we've actually ever bought really was Tevez. All the other players have all been excellent players that we have made world class. The likes of Aguero, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. You know, they didn't come from Europe's elite teams as such. You've got to go for. It's got to be good scouting on that basis, and I still look at Inter Milan as one of Europe's top teams. If they're willing to let go of a player, is he really that good? That's the way I look at it. I mean, look at when Barcelona sold us Bravo. You know, if he was that good, why would they sell him to a rival team? It's as simple as that. I know it's unrealistic, but Greenwood. Yeah, Mason Greenwood I don't think will leave United for City. Should have gone for Timo Werner. Would have been a great replacement for Gunn. Yeah, I think for the... because he had a release clause as well. Oh, see you later, Ashley. And I will stay positive. But yeah, Timo Werner would have been a good signing, I think, especially with the release clause he had. Why we didn't go for him, I don't know. I think it's one of them. You know, he's gone to Chelsea now anyway, so if Son wasn't in the Champions League as a striker last year, would have won, just saying. Possibly, you know, can't really argue against that. I mean, sure, was it last season? Yeah, it was last season, wasn't it, when with the dodgy Tottenham decision? Oh, well, that was heartbreaking. Cavani could play with Jesus for a bit and then leave after 2 years. Yeah, I think City Dave mentioned about Edison Cavani. I don't know whether I'd have him or not. I don't know whether he would. I don't know whether Cavani would suit the Premier League personally, but that's me. See, these days it's hard trying to think of a quality striker that you could go for. I know people keep going on about that Lautaro Martinez, but as Dan Fielden said, he doesn't want to come to the Premier League. He's a big softie. He doesn't want to risk getting hurt, and I think for the money as well. I mean, they're looking for well over 100 million for him, and he's not worth it. It's simple as that. There are better players that are cheaper. It's as simple as that. I've seen Aubameyang's name mentioned. Yeah, it's a good shout. He's proven himself this season in the Premier League, but then I think he's only just joined Arsenal. You know, I want players that come to City because they want to play for the club and want to be here for a couple of seasons. I don't want a journeyman, I'll go where the money is. I don't want a mercenary striker. Jay Barber, you can have a point with Haaland. If you want to buy a striker that is going to win you stuff and score you goals, 20, 30 a season, you're looking at 60 plus. If the rumours are true, 63 million will get you Haaland. You know, he loves the club. We've already seen him in City shirts. I mean, it is one for you then. And I don't usually like the idea of buying a young player to then loan him out. Sorry. But if we're going to stick with Aguero and Jesus for another year, get Haaland in, offer him on loan to Leeds for the season. Get him in on a 5-year deal. He spends a year at Leeds. Adapts to the Premier League. He will play every game. He'll be well chuffed because he's playing for Leeds. You know, a team he's got of respect for. And we, you know, that 12-month settling in period, he'd be sorted. So I think that to me would be a solution. Ali, and again, just to address that you've just pointed out, you said you don't think he'd fit Pep's system because he wants a striker that tracks back. Pep's here for 12 more months. You know, I haven't heard anything about Pep wanting to sign a new contract yet, so I've got to take it as face value. In 12 months, Pep's gone. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Exactly. His dad played for us. Photos of City shirt as a kid. Those photos of Haaland in a City shirt were after his dad had left as well. So it's not just oh, my dad plays for the club, I've got to wear the shirt. His dad had gone. You know. Rumours have it signing new deal with Pep. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But again, if that's the case and Pep does stay, name a young striker who wouldn't want to play under Pep. Everyone says he's the best manager in the world. Why would you not want to? And Stones is going to Leeds. That'd be good for Stonesy. You know, he's a Yorkshire lad. Go and have a fresh start. Alan Podmore. He joined us a bit late, mate, but what do I think of Aki? No. Lou Cooper. Thiago Alcantara. Let's put in an offer. Probably not. From what I know, probably not. Alan played a similar system that he's at Dortmund. Yeah, he does. Yeah, because Dortmund play that attacking football, possession football. That's what we play. I think he'd be good. But anyway, I am going to get off to bed. I think I've waffled on enough for this morning. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back here same time next week. But before that, obviously we've got tonight, we've got the Watford game. Let's have another good hammering of them. Caroline, that is filthy. I like it, but that's filthy. You've got... oh, you've put me off now, Caroline, with the filth. Oh, yeah, there we go. Ali, thoughts on Tommy Doyle's future? Tommy Doyle, I can see Tommy Doyle and Phil Foden being the heart of City's midfield for the next 10-15 years. I can see Garcia and Howard Bellis at the back, and I can see Doyle and Foden in midfield. So yeah, that's what I think of Doyle's future. But yeah, we've got Watford tonight. I'm going for a 5-0 drubbing. I'm not sure on the team sheet, so I'm not going to predict goal scorers, but if you've got to put money on, 5-0. We've then got Norwich. So we've got the match tonight. You'll probably be able to follow live on the show. Tomorrow night we've got the Manchester is Blue show. That's coming back. It's been a while, but that'll be on at 8 o'clock. And Thursday we've got I can't remember who we've got. There you go. That's the that's the energy drinks have worn off. So yeah, but there's plenty of stuff coming this week. Make sure you tune in, guys. Subscribe, send us your comments. I'll try and get back to them all at some point today when I wake up. But like I said, thanks again. See you again next week, and just stay safe. Yeah. Okay, take care, Blues. See you later.